Hi all, I hope all are fine. So we are moving to the last part of the chapter tissues. So there are two more tissues are balanced to discuss. One is muscles and another muscle tissue, and another one is the nervous tissue. So when we discuss these two, this chapter will be over, and I have given some question answers also, so you can go through this question answers, and you can copy this in notebook. And I recommend everybody to read the textbook, because since our conditions are going because of this corona, so most of the times we don't know till how long we will go with these virtual classes. So I request all of you must read the textbook. First you go through the notes, then you read the textbook, or first you read the textbook and understand, then go through the notes as your favorable. Which one you are comfortable, you can do it. But I recommend everybody to go through the textbook and find out what is there, any doubts or any things which are important, and the main important things are concepts. Please don't try to by heart. Try to understand what is it and study, so that you will remember for a longer time. Otherwise you will forget. For the exam sake you will be doing, and after that you will forget. Then where it is necessary, it is coming, you will not remember it. So understand and study. Take some time and read. And these question answers and whatever I have given in sentences, these you can use as your note. Further you don't want any notes to be done, so both of them you can use. So we will move to the muscles. So muscles are also a type of tissue that is present in our body, and the role of muscles is movement. Bones are responsible, that is skeleton are responsible for the framework, and muscles are responsible for the movement. That means if the muscles don't move, the bones can't move. So because bones are very hard, muscles makes the bones move. With the help of muscle and with the help of joints, our movements are possible. So the muscle cells are normally known as myocytes. So inside these muscles there are two main proteins are there, actin and myosin. These are the main proteins that is present inside the muscle, that is responsible for the movement of the muscles, which makes the bone to move, because muscles to bones are attached by tendons. So when the muscles move, the tendons are attached to that, so that it will move. Then there are three types of muscles are there according to the striation. Striation means there are two types, striated and non-striated, and there are three kinds of muscles under that. That is called as the smooth muscles, skeletal muscles, and cardiac muscles. And first we have to know why they are known as striated and non-striated. The word striated means on these muscles there will be some lines, dark and light bands. These dark and light bands are because of actin and myosin. So actin and myosin will be rich. So those muscles are known as striated muscles. And unstriated muscles means which don't have any lines on it. And on this basis we can again divide the muscles which are having lines. They are under our control, that means they are voluntary in action. And non-striated muscles, the muscles which don't have lines, that means more actin and myosin fibers are not there, myofibrils are not there, they are involuntary in action, which is not under our control. So if you see there, the smooth muscles they don't have striations, and they forms almost all the organs, that means stomach, uterus, everywhere. So they are involuntary in action because they are controlled by the brain. And next comes skeletal muscle. These skeletal muscles, all the movement, all the skeletal muscles are not striated, but few of them are striated. The skeletal muscles are responsible for locomotion. This locomotion is according to my convenience, how much fast, how long I have to move. So these muscles are having striation on it. So these skeletal muscles are striated muscle. Then comes to the cardiac muscles. These cardiac muscles are non-striated in nature. That means it is not under the control of us. So these muscles, cardiac muscles, which forms the myocardium of the heart, which is the original heart muscle, they are responsible for the pumping of the heart. So the pumping of the heart is not under our control, they are involuntary in nature. And if you see these cardiac muscles, they are much branched and cylindrical. Same way the smooth muscles also, and these smooth muscles, they will be having a single nucleus, and the cells are spindle shaped, and the skeletal muscles are cylindrical, and they have many nucleus inside that. And cardiac muscles are also cylindrical and branched, and they have overlapping structures we can see inside them. So they are responsible for the functioning, for the pumping of the heart. And when you see these cardiac muscles, they are having more mitochondria because they need more energy for pumping. So because of these reasons, muscles are divided into three, according to that function, that striation and non-striation, they are divided into three, that is smooth muscle, skeletal muscle and cardiac muscle. So according to the function of the muscle, we can say whether they are striated or non-striated. The next one, which is called as a nervous tissue or nervous tissue system, which is responsible for the carrying of messages from one part of the body towards the other. That means we are having two parts. Central nervous system is there, peripheral nervous system is there. Central nervous system includes brain and spinal cord. They are the masters, they control everything. And the peripheral nervous system includes motor neurons and their accessory parts, which are responsible for carrying the messages from the organ or from the site of origin to the spinal cord, and the decision will be taken and it will be taken back. So these are known as nervous system. These are the main functions of the nervous tissue. And if you see a neuron, that means one nerve is made up of millions of neurons, and these neurons are having a specific structure. This is the structure of the neurons. These neurons are looking like a tree. That means they have a root, stem and the branches. Same way, according to this, these neurons are divided into three parts. The one is the head, that means where the nucleus and the other areas or dendrites are present, and the middle part where you are having that yellow color covering, which we call it as the axon, and the last part which is having the branches, we call it as axon terminal. And what are the importance of these three parts? The head part, when you look into this head part, the head is having a nucleus, and this nucleus itself are having some branches. Those branches are known as dendrites. Otherwise, dendrites means little trees. These dendrites are responsible to receive the message, and it will pass through the nucleus and it will reach to the axon. When it reaches to the axon, if the message has to pass very quickly and fast, that means within microseconds or nanoseconds, these axons must be covered with a sheath known as myelin sheath. A covering should be there. If this myelin sheath is present, the message will move very fast, and if this myelin sheath is absent, the message will move slowly. Slowly means it will not take hours. That 0.1 nanoseconds may take into 0.2 nanoseconds, that's all. And this will be given to the axon terminal, and this axon terminal will be attached to another dendrite or by a muscle which can do the function according to the informations they are given. So these myelin sheaths, whatever it is present on this, they are generally made up of Schwann cells, and these myelin sheaths are very lipidy and very tough, so that it gives an extra cover to the axon. And in between the two myelin sheaths, there is a gap is there, which is known as the node of Ranvier. And because of that gap only, the messages are transferring very fast, because of the sodium and potassium ions, they are standing very fast. So these are the main structure of neuron. Many such neurons makes one nerve. So if all the neurons are having myelin sheath, that particular nerve will carry messages very fast. For example, sensory neurons, which is attached to the sense organs, they all are myelinated, because they can have to carry the message as early as possible. They will convey, many of these neurons will make a many of the nerves will make a nervous system, and all these nerves will be directly attached to the spinal cord, and spinal cord will be conveyed this message to the brain, which controls everything. So these are the main tissues that is present inside our body. So I have given the notes also. You can go through the notes, and if there is any doubt, please comment below wherever I am posting this video. Thank you.